Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a video I've never really done before on this channel. Ignore I'm in my basement. It's really late. It's like the only spot I can film without, being loud and waking anybody up. My face looks rough. My allergies have been kicking my ass, That's why I got this thing in my nose here, just so I can like breathe and not sneeze. But yeah, if you guys are wondering what time it is, as I said, it's late. It's actually I got a Twitch notification. It's 1:04 in the morning. And it was Valentine's an hour ago. But as you guys can tell by the title of the video here, this is a very different video from what I usually make. I would say I'm a very spontaneous guy when it comes to making videos, but I've been wanting to make this video for a while now. It's a bit personal, but I want to see if I can help anybody out there that's also going through the same thing, or if you've gone through the same thing, maybe you can relate to it. Or if you haven't, this will give you wisdom. I don't know. But yeah, so let's talk about how to let go. Like actually, the whole process. And every single advice I've been given, I'm going to regurgitate it in this video. But first off, let's talk about Valentine's Day. We should not hate people that are together on Valentine's Day. We should not be jealous. We should not be envious. We should not, compare our lives to their lives. As single people, we should be proud. We shouldn't be ashamed that we're single, man. As long as we're good, we're healthy, we're living, right? It's just another Saturday. But for the people that are celebrating Valentine's Day, I'm happy for y'all. I hope y'all still, y'all keep it pushing in your relationship. But with that aside, let's talk about letting go. I first want to talk about, this is going to be a lot of yapping, I'm going to edit it. Let's see. Let's talk about the struggles and why it's so hard to let go. When you lose someone or something that meant a lot to you more than yourself, you truly experience that loss, and it's hard to move past from that. For the past 4 years, I have loved someone. I loved them so dear. And I'm sure you guys have lost something or someone too. It doesn't have to be someone. It could be, a hobby. It could be talent. It could be a skill. Prized possession. It's hard to let go because you had so many good memories with it, and you connected them with value and meaning in your life. And that kind of just shows you like you're able to care deeply. So take that into heart. But what I find out is it's hard to let go of those good memories. And I'm sure if you've been through a breakup, like you're probably lost, right? You're probably lost, you're probably stuck, you're not sure what you're supposed to do. Some days you feel like you're doing good, and some days you just want them back, right? I'm telling you, man, that's normal. A lot of people will tell you to distract yourself, find new hobbies, work, focus on other things, focus on yourself. And let me tell you, that will happen, but you do not need to rush it. Okay, you getting new hobbies, you working, you focus on yourself. That's just part of the whole package that comes with it. But you don't need to rush it. Okay? On days where you feel very upset, very angry, just feeling all that pain of that loss, you don't need to distract yourself. Me personally, I believe that you should face it head on. If you have loved deeply and you're hurting real bad, that's your receipt that you have loved, okay? It means that person mattered to you. And that should mean a lot to you. So it wasn't a waste. It wasn't a waste if you're grieving. That person made you happy. They meant something to you. They taught you things in life. And now you're grieving that loss. It wasn't a waste of time. It just meant something meaningful is now gone. So let yourself feel it all. Do not run away from that pain. Do not run away from that grief. Do not run away from that discomfort. You should experience it when you can. Also, I need to sneeze. A good friend of mine told me, do the harder things first, so it'll get easier later. And what you're doing is you're doing the hardest thing possible. You're letting all that grief hit you while keeping it pushing. Okay? That's the first thing you should do when you lose something. Just embrace that loss. Let the anger consume you. Let the sadness consume you. Let the grief consume you. But there's one thing I want to make clear, and don't be like me. When I say consume you, I mean embrace it, not let it control your actions and what you do, and do not take it out on other people or the person that left you or whatever. The more you do that, the more you're hurting yourself and you're losing yourself. Eventually you'll reach a point where you don't even recognize who you are, your dignity, your honor. Just don't do it, okay? The main goal of letting go is to not be a slave to those emotions. You want to be in control of those emotions. You want to be able to regulate those emotions, okay? Because that's strength and discipline. Okay, we can't be feeling sad and crying for attention. We can't be angry and start up drama. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? We can't let those negative emotions that we are supposed to feel control what we do in our life. And we can't have it affect us. We can't let sadness consume us to a point where we don't eat food or we don't drink water. We can't let grief take us over where it's so hard to get out of bed. And trust me, I know how hard it is. I'm telling you, I had went through all this the past month. I'm telling you, man, like, I know. But yeah, I kind of just lost my train of thought. But when I say the first step is to allow yourself to feel all that and let it consume you, I mean just feel it now so you don't feel that grief and pain later. down the road. You know, you're not avoiding the pain you're supposed to feel. You're not burying it. You're not replacing it with something new. I don't want you guys to confuse replacing and transforming. There's a difference between replacing your pain to avoid feeling it versus feeling that pain and transforming it into something great. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you transform it, you acknowledge it. When you replace it, you avoid it. Understand? Okay. So that's first step of letting go. Okay? Just really self-reflect on what you lost. You lost someone that mattered to you. You lost a future life of yours. You lost a dream of yours. You lost some goals. You lost a version of yourself that loved that person. Okay? I'm speaking from my own experience, but maybe you lost a prized possession. Maybe you lost, a family member, a dog, a pet. Maybe you lost, a skill or hobby, a version of yourself. So feel that grief. Okay? You're allowed to miss those things. You're allowed to feel hurt. Feel that pain. So that's the first one. Let yourself feel those emotions. Number 2. I think number 2 is really just self-reflection and acceptance. Okay? After experiencing all that, ugly stuff, breaking down, losing yourself, just letting that grief take you over, believe me, it's gonna knock the wind out of you. You're going to be on your knees. Okay? If you're able to take that grief head on and stand, hey, you a strong fella. But for me, and for most of us, when that grief hits us at night or in the morning, we're probably just going to be on the ground crying. Okay, it's bad. It's bad. But once you have processed all those things, then you really start to self-reflect and accept. It takes time, but I'm going to explain what I mean. When I say self-reflect, I mean really. We always fixate on the past, right? That's why it's hard for us to let go. So what we should do is explore our past. Every single person we've wronged, every time we could have been better, okay? We need to really research within ourselves, figure the roots of our, things we can work on to better ourselves, to be kinder. Once we get an understanding of who we are as a person, in the past, we can start to learn to forgive ourselves. And when we are able to forgive ourselves, we can start to see that we are all human. And whoever has wronged us in life, we can start to understand them and forgive them. Not justify, but forgive them, because we also mess up. So self-reflection, understanding yourself. Once you are able to understand yourself, you can figure out the type of person you want to become. And then when you figure out the person you want to become, you take the steps to do it in the present. Understand what I'm saying? You must understand your past to know the person you want to be in the future, so you can start working on that in the present. So that is really just self-reflection. I can tell you, when I self-reflected, I learned that lust was my biggest problem in life. It's been my biggest problem ever since I was young. Was selfish, jealous, obsessive. I saw people and things as possessions. things I knew I needed to work on, things that I could have done better, things I've done in the past that I've regret, and I take those as lessons now, not to do that again. So really self-reflect and learn to forgive who you are. Take strength. Some people, I've been there too. We just really self-sabotage ourselves. We just really hate ourselves because of what has happened. Oh, they left because I was this. Oh, they left because I did that. Oh, I'm not good enough. Now, technically, we're all not good enough. But for ourselves, we should be enough. Okay? So that's self-reflection. Now the acceptance part. This one was really hard for me. It's hard to accept the reality that what we had is gone. Because whatever, the person or the thing we had lived with was such a, it's like such a part of us. It's like a part of us, right? It's a piece of us that we carry day to day. You love someone for the past 5 years, that version of yourself has loved them for 5 years. It sticks with you. And then when that person's gone, you gotta realize that, that love has nowhere to go anymore. And so it becomes very difficult to manage, right? You have to process that loss and accept that you gotta let go of that. Because that love you still hold on to, it's killing you. It's killing you. You can't accept reality, and that's okay. This is grief, but you really got to accept it. Because what happens if you don't accept it is you become fixated on it. You become obsessed with it. You start to ruminate. You start asking questions. You start trying to figure things out. You start trying to get it back, chasing, fighting, manipulating it, rewriting the script so you can have it back. But you're not accepting that it's gone. And no matter what you do, it's gone. It's like, I'm not really good at analogies. Yeah, I couldn't give you an analogy, but no matter what you do, nothing will change. You must accept what's gone is gone. You must accept that what's been done has been done. You must accept the past, that there's no going back. Everything that has happened with you or without you in the past does not affect you right now in this moment. It makes you upset, but remember, you can be in control of your emotions. Your emotions cannot be in control of you. So acceptance, it's the hardest thing. Believe me, I know. Because you really just want that person back. You really want that thing back. You really want to be yourself again. You want to be okay. You want to be comfortable again. But look, the most difficult thing, the most uncomfortable thing is to accept that. Accept that it's gone. And it's going to be so uncomfortable. Because once you start accepting it, you won't fight it. You'll just let it happen. I'll let them live a life without you. Let them lose you. Let them be happy without you. Let it be gone. Let the past be the way it is. Because remember, the past doesn't define you. Whatever's happened in the past isn't, you can't let it control how you are right now. So you must accept that what it is what it is. And it's very blunt, but it's such a true statement. No matter what you do, no matter how much you just feel angry or upset, or how much you wish things could be different, or you wish they didn't do things to hurt you, no matter how much you wish, no matter how much regret, you can't do anything about it. You're powerless. And I feel like us as humans, we have We have egos where we want to be in control of our lives. But listen, we're not. Sometimes life knocks us out. The only thing we can be in control of is standing back up. Not rewriting the past so we feel better, but rather stand back up so we become better. You understand what I'm saying? It took me a while because it was hard to accept things the way they were. I mean, I had gone through betrayal. I couldn't believe the reality I was living in. Someone so dear to me broke my heart in the most treacherous way. Look, that's another thing. If we don't accept what has happened, it could lead us down a very dark road. Like I said, that dark road is obsession, fixation, and possibly like revenge. We become so obsessed with trying to find answers to truth, trying to get that comfortable life back together. We end up losing ourselves. We erase ourselves. We make our entire identity, trying to feel better. We start to perform. We start to act so we can get that thing back. But that's not who we are. We're so fixated on living in the past that we're not really living in the moment to see what's we really have. With revenge, let's talk about some shows here, just to help us. I don't know if you've ever watched Naruto. If you have, awesome. If you're gonna judge me for it, why are you judging Naruto? Spoiler alert: Sasuke, reasonably so, had wanted revenge, and for so long, through his entire story arc in Naruto, he just went down a very dark path because he was so fixated and obsessed with getting revenge. And where did that lead him? It led him to nowhere other than destruction, until he was saved by Naruto. Thorfinn. I thought, spoiler alert, Vinland Saga, Thorfinn. I love the scene where Askeladd asks him, "How do you intend to live?" Because Thorfinn was so fixated and obsessed with getting revenge on Askeladd that was his way of living life. He was so fixated on the past that Askeladd had killed Thors, and that he needed to kill Askeladd to avenge his father. But what was he going to do after he avenged his father? He didn't even think about it. He didn't even know who he was. He performed and he acted a way where he painted himself to be a vicious killer warrior. But he didn't really dig inwards to accept that the past is what it is, and you can only grow from it. You can't be stuck in it. So, yeah, we must accept what has happened to us. We must accept that we lost someone or something, and we must accept that it's gone and that it's not coming back. Yeah, I know, it's hard, especially for, don't fall for this, us young men. As a fellow young man, I'm only 19, and I don't try to be sounding like I'm wise or anything, but I feel like I know this because I've been there. Do not fall for the trap that you see in movies. The yearners, the lover boys, the ones who wait 7 years for the love of their life to come back. Don't do that, man. Don't wait like a dog. You're better than that. You're a warrior. Okay? Don't wait like a dog. Don't wait like a puppy. Don't be a doormat. Would you want your wife to be someone who leaves you and it comes back to you later? Or would you want your wife to stick it with you through thick and thin? I don't even know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Look, do not be waiting, because waiting is still you being stuck in the past. You're still being stuck in that chapter that should have ended. And what waiting does is give you false hope. You become so drunk on false hope that you actually end up performing without even realizing. And I know, because the past 2 years, okay, I kept convincing myself that, oh, I changed for myself. Oh, I'm a better person now. I'm not angry anymore. I don't argue anymore. I don't yell anymore. And in truth, I haven't. I thought I did it for myself, but you know, in reality, I was doing it because I was hoping she would come back. So when she did, yes, I changed. But sometimes that's not enough for someone. Okay, and you just have to accept that, like, some people aren't meant for you. Some people also just change. Yeah, you can change for good. They can also just be changing. They can also change bad. But we're human, so it's normal. It doesn't justify what they do, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Even though I had changed myself, I still changed it for her. I performed. So then when I lost her again, it really sucked because I didn't really recognize who I was. I thought, oh, I changed myself. And this version of me, this good version of me that isn't angry or, you know, toxic anymore. I thought it was just for me, but actually it was just hoping so she would come back. You understand? And don't get me wrong, like those are good things. Like if you can change, but you want to do it for yourself, alright? You need to convince yourself you're doing it for yourself. Like deep down, you need to know you're doing it for yourself. If you're doing it because you're hoping they come back, it keeps you stuck, and it could potentially get you hurt again, or it will. Accept it. And what acceptance basically does is it transitions us to the next part of the third step of letting them go. Okay, when you accept, you basically allow yourself to understand that no matter what you do or say or feel, nothing will change what has happened. And that is the biggest and most important realization in the steps of your healing, of you letting go. Because when you're able to realize that, okay, if I stalk their social media, what do I gain? You gain nothing but turmoil, and you accept that. Okay, you accept that. Okay, like I just gotta accept. Like I accept that if I look at that, it's just gonna hurt me. So I don't want to do it anymore. Posting things for their attention, right? Or viewing their account for their attention. You'll start to realize, like, no, they probably don't care, or you're just losing yourself and you're performing just for their attention. But when you accept that things are gone, that things are done, you won't act or perform anymore. You kind of just relieve yourself. Yeah, it's gonna be uncomfortable, but it won't be a never-ending cycle of yourself, you know, repeating the same habits over and over that actually just hurt you in the longevity of time. When you accept things for the way they are, you do the most uncomfortable things for your peace. And peace doesn't mean the grass is greener right away. What it means is you're tending to the dirt. You're in the dirt and you're tending to it until that grass grows green. Okay, yeah, because grass is greener, but it's just not gonna magically spawn. It's cliche, yeah, grass is greener, but it's a consistent growth. It takes time, patience. When you accept things, you stop performing. When you accept things, you stop acting. When you accept things, you truly start doing things for yourself. So that moves us on to the third step of letting go. And I don't really know what to call it, because it's mainly just the journey, your journey, the life after them, the life after what you had lost. This is the part where you truly grow. When you truly accept that even if you fall, at least you fall forward and keep on going. No matter how many times you fall, you won't be stuck in the mud and beat yourself up. You'll fall and stand back up and keep going. Okay, that's growth. You know, during the first phase or the first step of letting go, you were in the mud and you just couldn't move. You were so afraid, you were so lost. And then the third step, you're going up. And you're just gonna keep going. If you fall, you're just gonna keep going. Because you have accepted things for the way they are. So the third step is really just all about you. How can you be better as a person? Okay? For the first time, you're not doing it for anybody. You're not doing it for revenge. You're not doing it to prove a point. You know? You're not doing it out of jealousy. You're not doing it hoping they come back. You're doing it for you. And that is the most important thing when it comes to letting go. Because the only constant in your life is the man above and you. Okay? Those two people will always be with you in life. So I'm telling you, third step of letting go is really just living. And I don't know whatever you're going through or been through, but you'll understand what I'm saying when I say the last step of letting go is just living. You live the best life you can for yourself. Build genuine connections, beautiful bonds. Those new hobbies, you can start doing them now. Because now you're doing them for yourself. You're not performing, you're not acting. You're doing it because you want to. And you find out you actually like doing it. It becomes a habit. Now those old habits like stalking your ex or relapsing or, typing in, some lustful things in your search, that they become addiction, right? They become a cycle. And what I've learned is building habits is a really fun thing to do when it comes to like hobbies and learning a new skill, right? So why not put that into that? Make it a habit to break those bad habits. For me, I had to force myself to do the most uncomfortable thing and just stop looking at their accounts, because it was just temporary dopamine hit, just for me to feel worse right after. But that's usually how it goes, until I forced myself to stop looking at it just for one day. And I kept doing it, and then I built a streak. And eventually when you have such a long streak, it becomes a habit. And also, if you do get that urge again, you really think to yourself, is temporary relief and pleasure really worth this streak? Is it really worth giving up this streak? Say you've, for example, gooning. Imagine you went on like a 3-month streak with no gooning. Where you're gonna lose it in a span of 30 seconds? Or even less? All like that? No, it's not worth it. So, yeah. Build new habits, learn new hobbies, learn new skills, learn as much as you can. Life is beautiful because we're able to learn. Embrace every little moment. Embrace the tiny things. Appreciate everything. Be true to yourself. You know what you want. Say no when you want to. Say yes when you want to. Be kind. Become someone you want to be. Okay? Don't worry about love. Just be you. Love you. Love God. Love your family. Love your friends. Be around good people. Be around good people. Be around open-minded people. And if you're around closed-minded people, be open-minded enough to understand them at least, even if they don't understand you. I want to say one thing for us young men out there and women. I don't want you guys to fall into this trap when you're in love with somebody, but I saw a quote and it was like, just because you see the worst version of someone, just because you see the worst version of someone, the lowest version of them, that doesn't guarantee you a spot in their life to see them at their greatest. And that is a bar. You can be there for them at their lowest moments, but that doesn't guarantee you a spot when they're at their greatest. Some people just come and go. Some people are just lessons. Some people just push us forward in life. Some people we are meant to lose. Some people we are meant to lose to figure out who we are. Some people we are meant to lose to teach us how to love. Love the best way you can. Love them the way you love them. Okay, the best way you can. Be yourself. Don't perform. Don't act. It's not a game. Love them. You just love them, okay? But love them for the good and bad. And if they leave, let them. Let them go. Because you shouldn't manipulate love. You shouldn't beg for love. If it's meant to be, it will come back. If it's meant to be, it will work. But at the end of the day, pick yourself and have some self-respect and some dignity. Really good quote or a piece of advice. A really good piece of advice my friend from Ukraine gave me was, a man's weakness is when he knows what he needs to do but doesn't do it. He does the opposite thing. It's basically like saying, you should never go back on a warrior's promise. You need to make promises to yourself. If you're someone who takes promises very important or very, serious, I should say, make promises to yourself. Obviously, don't beat yourself up if you break the promise. We're human, but Make promises to yourself. Also, if I'm squinting or it's because I'm trying not to sneeze, like this is so bad. But anyway, make promises to yourself. I promise I won't look at their account. I promise I won't let my emotions control me. I promise I won't act out of anger. I promise I'll be kind. Just make those promises to yourself. To let go, you must feel that pain and that grief. Allow it to come. Don't, and try your best not to allow it to consume you and make you do things that isn't you. Do not let those emotions control you. Do not be a puppet to your emotions. You want to be the one in control of your emotions. Okay? And when you do, learn yourself. Learn your past. Reflect on the relationship. Reflect on yourself. Okay? Reflect on them. Okay? At least the perception you have of them. Forgive them. Forgive them. Forgive yourself. Accept things for the way they are. Accept things that nothing can be changed. Accept that nothing you can do will change or fix things. Just accept it so then you can finally move forward. Okay? And when you move forward, you're going to keep moving forward. Even if you fall, you're going to fall forward. Okay? Eventually you'll be so far ahead where looking back doesn't hurt anymore. Okay? That grass that you tended to, the dirt you tended to, you'll see that it does get green. All those advices that people gave you to distract yourself, work, find new hobbies, focus on yourself. That's the very last step. Okay? All that cliche stuff is going to happen. It will happen. But that doesn't mean you gotta jump to it. Okay? And I'm not telling you to follow this exact order. Like, I'm not the boss of you. I'm just telling you, like, this is what helped me the most, and it was my journey. Someone said Happy Valentine's Day to me, and it's 1:49 a.m. She's very cute. Yeah. At the end of the day, I can only give you so much advice. People can only give you so much advice. And sometimes we don't even listen to our own advice. Because at the end of the day, we are the ones in control of our life, right? And that's the only thing we can control in life. How we control our emotions. How we control our actions. It's the only thing we really can control. And by everything else, we can't. So we just gotta learn to accept that we can't control everything. And some things we just won't have answers to. But yeah, you don't have to. While you're grieving, I know you're probably grieving right now. You don't gotta be like, okay, I'll grieve today, and tomorrow I'm gonna accept, self-reflect and accept, and then I'm gonna start working on myself. No, man. There's no time limit. Grieving is weird. It might take you a whole year and a half to actually just be okay for you to start self-reflecting and accepting. Even when you start self-reflecting and accepting, you're gonna feel those sad days. You're gonna have those days where you miss them. You're gonna have those intrusive thoughts. Okay? Even when you're moving forward, you're still gonna have bad days where you start to miss them and stuff. But I think the main part is not looking back and going back. That's what truly letting go is. To be okay with what you had lost and knowing that it meant something to you, and to keep on living, to keep on moving forward. That grief comes, feel it. Don't let it control you. Accept it. Learn about yourself. Forgive yourself. And then just blossom. Become the greatest version of you that you want to become. But yeah, guys, that's all I have tonight. I'm so gassed. I'm so tired. If you watched the whole thing, thank you so much. That means a lot. I try my best just to help people. Thank you for your time. Happy Valentine's Day. Keep being you and be amazing.